Okay, let's install Qtile on Arch Linux. I'm going to show you a bare bones minimal install, and then afterwards we'll show you how to customize it a little bit. I'm going to assume that you're just running a bare Arch Linux core system. You've not installed anything. If you want to get to this point yourself, you can look at my previous video installing Arch Linux with full disk encryption in about 20-25 minutes. Okay, so first thing we need to do is make sure our system is up to date. So we're just going to run sudo pacman tag-s yu and update our system. That way we know we're not going to have any conflicts. And this is just best practice. This is what you should do on Arch whenever you install anything new. Okay, so assuming you've run that, we're now going to install our graphics drivers for whatever system you're running. So type in this command, that's list PCI tag v, and then pipe it into grep with these options. Run that, and that's going to show you a list of text. And this is the hardware you're running, and you're looking for the subsystem output. That line is going to tell you your manufacturer, so it'll be something like Intel or ATI or AMD. And once you know that, keep that in your head. And then we're going to run pacman tag S lowercase s xf86 -video, and that's going to show you all of the drivers you can install in Arch. So if you're on a ThinkPad like me, you'll probably want this xf86 video Intel, so you'd run sudo pacman tag s xf86 video Intel, and that's going to install those drivers for you. If you're on AMD, you want this one, ATI, you want this one, and this Visa is a nice fallback driver in case you've got a card that's not listed here. Okay, so you've installed your graphics drivers. Now we're going to install Xorg, the X graphical server. So sudo pacman again, tag S, and we want Xorg -server. So this is your X server. We want Xorg tag X init, and this is your init system, so this is what's going to start the server. And then we also want Xorg -apps. You could get away with not having Xorg apps, but it's nice, it deals with your screen brightness and your keyboard layout, etc. It's got some nice utilities in it. So run that. Install all. And I'll see you in a sec. Perfect. And now we're going to install our bare minimum Qtile. So we want sudo pacman tag S. We want the Qtile package, and we want a terminal. So I'm going to use Alacritty, but you could put Kitty in here, or Terminator, Termite, etc. So let's install those. Great, now those are installed, that's it. That's our minimal install. So now we need to configure the .xinit rc file, so we can tell xinit what to actually run. And we're just in our home directory here. The bare minimum you need to put is Qtile start. Let's save and quit that. So now you can see if I cat my xinit file, all I've got is that one line. And now if I type start x and press enter, we'll actually run Qtile. Alacritty will be set as your terminal emulator, and you can use it as is. But we're going to customize it a little bit now. So we also need a couple more packages for that. So let's sudo pacman tag S, and we're going to install PyCom, which is our compositor for like fancy visuals and fades, transitions, that kind of stuff. We want nitrogen for our wallpaper management, and I like to put in Unclutter, which kind of hides your mouse pointer when you're not using it. So let's run that. Great, that's everything installed, and now we need to edit our .xinit rc file again. So I've already done this. So these are just a few different options you can put in, and if you go to the Arch Linux wiki, there's a lot of information on this. So I just like to disable the beep, and I change my keyboard layout with set X keyboard map to layout GB because I'm in England, and then I change my control key for my caps lock key, so I remove my caps lock key and it becomes another control, which is great for Emacs use. And then this is how you start PyCom. So PyCom with then an ampersand, and the ampersand just means run this program in the background. Otherwise Xinit would stop here because it would just be running PyCom and wouldn't continue to pass the rest of the script. And then we want Unclutter, and I like to use jitter 10, ignore scrolling and start hidden, and then fork it, which is the equivalent of the ampersand for Unclutter. And that just means they're nice defaults, you get a little bit of wiggle room. Then nitrogen, all you need to do for that is point nitrogen to the location of your wallpaper. So I put in the set zoom fill just because of the particular image I've got, but if you do man nitrogen, you can see lots of options for these and you can adjust accordingly. And then just give it your location. You don't need quotes or anything, just home and wherever your image is, and then an ampersand again to tie that off, and then Qtile start. And that's it now. Now when we do start, X will run. Qtile will have a nice background image. Our keyboard layout will be set to English, and our caps lock will be changed to a control. Our mouse pointer will be hidden whenever we're not using it. And that's a super quick way to install Qtile with the minimum applications. There are tons of other stuff you can do with it in that Init RC. Go to the Arch Linux wiki. Let me know in the comments if you want any other videos.